Today we're watching this video.
Hey dearies, welcome back. How
I'm
many
not a
besties do you
deer.
have? I hope they're nice, because today we're talking about the worst friends ever, and some of these friends
I am
ain't
a
their
worst friend.
besties. Or maybe it's just a myth. So if you care about your best friend and want more friends, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn the bell on. Trust me, I'll protect you. You know when it's your birthday and you get a big, beautiful,
Yeah,
yummy,
sure.
delicious cake with a candle on top?
No,
If you
not
had a
really, because
cake,
it's been a long
what
time
number
since it
would
was
the
my
candle
birthday.
say? Well, imagine if you were singing the happy birthday song, then suddenly someone smashed your face into the cake. This is a tradition in certain cultures, and it's actually so dangerous because what if something gets in your eye and you die? That's exactly what happened to this poor girl. Let's take a look.
They smashed her head into the cake,
Okay.
but didn't realize there were wooden sticks inside holding it together, and one pierced her eyelid.
Ew,
Stuck in
gross.
her
I
eye
don't want to see
socket.
that
Blood
everywhere.
poured from the wound as she screamed in pain. She was rushed to the hospital where the stick was carefully
Thank God.
removed. But if it had been just an inch to the right,
Okay.
she would have gone blind.
Wow,
Boy,
okay.
that's so gross, and censoring all the gore took me forever. I didn't want to freak you out too much, so that's why I censored it, because you're too innocent.
I ain't
for this.
innocent.
But
I would
yeah,
kill a
I mean,
person.
I think this should be common sense, guys. Like, why would you push someone's face into a cake? That's just asking for disaster. First of all, you ruin a perfect cake, and secondly, you put someone's life at risk. I don't know why people do this, but if someone did it to me, I'd call the cake police. Then I'd sue them for extra cakes and my missing eye. Next time you have a birthday, dearies, please keep your face away from the cake so no one can smash it into the cake. Got it? A lot of us get dared by our friends to do crazy things. For me, the craziest thing was when my friend dared me to say skibidi toilet when the teacher called my name during attendance, and I did it, and, well, let's just say I didn't have friends anymore. Now, there was this boy who was dared to eat a slug, and he actually did it. No amount of money would make me eat a freaking slug. That's nasty. I'm
True.
pretty sure you can get sick from doing that. And
Okay, look. I may be mentally insane, but I'm not mentally insane enough. Like, I may be mentally insane for a killer to take over the entire observable universe, but I'm not that mentally insane. Even someone like me wouldn't be able to, even an idiot like me wouldn't eat a slug. That's just gross. Nor a snail. The only bugs I would eat were like roasted bugs. They're tasteless, but they're also yummy at the same time.
that is exactly a slug, and he was a little boy. He got really sick, and let's see if he lived.
A teenager ate a live slug on a dare with his friends in 2010. The next day, he was dizzy, nauseous, and felt a weird pain in his leg. Doctors discovered that he had contracted a rare parasite. There was no treatment, and usually the body would just get rid of it by itself. But the parasite's larva got into the teen's brain through his bloodstream, causing him to fall into a coma for over 400 days. When he finally woke up, he had severe brain damage and could only control his eyelids and breathing. He spent the next 8 years completely paralyzed until he passed away from respiratory failure in 2018.
The guy's name was Sam Ballard, and he was just trying to show off to his friends.
What was that
But come
ending?
on, guys. Everyone should know that eating raw meat is a bad idea. This parasite can also be in water if the water is contaminated, like from the sewer or a puddle. Cooking food and heating water actually kills parasites like lungworm. So if you ever get stuck on an island in a Mr. Beast challenge, make sure to boil water and thoroughly cook food before eating it. Today, you learned how to stay safe from parasites. Not everyone has good friends. Some friends are actually villains in disguise who are waiting when you're down, and then they're gonna get ya. One girl was high up on a bridge with her friends out for a nice swim in the summer when suddenly her bestie pushed her down with no warning. The girl's entire body almost
See, this is why I have acrophobia. Someone could just push me off, or the bridge could just break at any moment.
broke from the impact. Hopefully none of your friends are like this. Let's see if the girl survived. 3, 2.
Wants to say no. Ready? The girl who pushed her friend off the bridge in the last video I just showed you went to prison for what she did. Her name is Taylor Smith, and at the time that she went to spend those nights in jail, she was 19 years old. So Taylor Smith and Jordan Holgerson were really good friends. They spent a lot of time together, and on that fateful day a few years ago, they decided to head to a bridge together. This is Taylor Smith, the girl who pushed Jordan in that video. So on that day, as you can see, they were hanging out with a
Oh, I thought the girl got pushed.
group of friends when Taylor decided to push Jordan for reasons unknown. But when she pushed her off of the 60-foot tall bridge in Washington state, she had no idea what was to follow. As Jordan plummeted through the air towards the water, she thought she was going to die. She said she was extremely terrified, the impact was extremely hard, and from the fall, she suffered 6 broken ribs and punctured lungs. Jordan would later say that when they pulled her from the water, she was watching her body change colors as the seconds went on, and once again, she thought she would die. But what did Taylor do after that? Did she go down to try and check on her friend to see if she was okay? No, she left the scene of the crime. She never showed up at the hospital to visit Jordan, and Taylor didn't even stop over at the family home to make sure that her friend was okay. Well, eventually Taylor was arrested, and after this trial, she pled guilty to reckless endangerment and spent 2 nights in prison. Still, to this day, it's unknown why Taylor pushed her friend off of the bridge that day. But thankfully, Jordan was able to make a full recovery, and she had no real lasting permanent side effects from this incident.
The girl
I keep thinking that Jordan is a boy. Like Jordan is a very boy name. I've never seen a girl in my life that is named Jordan. Like you're not just gonna find a random girl. Like if you're looking for a girl, don't if someone is looking for a girl, like I'd never expect them to search up like the name Jordan. That'd mean they're gay unless they're also a female person.
who pushed her friend down was only in jail for 2 days. 2 days. That's nothing for almost killing someone. Hello, where is justice? I think that most people don't understand that falling in water isn't like a cartoon. Here's a quick science lesson, dearies. Imagine water is like a crowd of people. If you walk into them slowly, they can step aside and let you through. But if you run full speed, they don't have time to move and you crash into them. And that's what happens when you fall from high up, because gravity makes you go faster and faster. So by the time you hit the water, it can't move out of the way in time and pushes back hard, and all your kinetic energy hits at once. That's why falling into water from high places can hurt a lot, instead of feeling like a soft splash. Gotta admit, guys, I don't actually have a bestie in real life. I know I'm lame, I'm such a loner, but I just don't trust anyone enough. And after this next story, you might not either. A few years ago, 2 boys were out hanging around and goofing off until one of them got really sick. The other friend took him home, but he was driving after drinking, which is always deadly. Make sure you learn this lesson by watching this video, so when you get older, you don't make bad decisions. In 2004, 2 best friends from Marietta, Georgia, John Hutchison, 21, and Frankie Brome, 23, spend the evening at a local bar watching sports. They drink more than they intend, and as the night wears on, Frankie begins to feel sick. John, like most people who've had too much, insists he's fine to drive. He helps his friend into the passenger seat, climbs behind the wheel, and heads toward home. Between the booze and John's erratic driving, Frankie leans out the window to throw up. John, distracted by the music, slowly drifts into the oncoming lane. When he looks back up, he's blinded by the high beams of an approaching car. He panics and jerks the wheel. The truck veers off-road, clipping the telephone pole support wire. The side mirror is ripped clean off, but so is Frankie's head. What? Oh my god, that's insane. But why didn't he just call a taxi instead of driving at this time? What a bad idea. I'm sure he's gonna notice the missing head and freak out and crash, right? Whether John understood the gravity of the situation remains unclear, but in his intoxicated state, he drove the remaining 12 miles home, went inside, and promptly fell asleep. The following morning, a neighbor discovers Frankie slumped in the passenger seat of John's truck and calls the police. When the officers arrive, they wake John, still inebriated from the night before. After a brief exchange, police arrest him, noting his visible remorse. Although John faced charges related to the fatal incident, the victim's family pleaded on his behalf, acknowledging it was a tragic accident between close friends. As a result, John would spend just 2 weeks in jail before being released. Well, that's a careless friend and a bad one, too. Like, sure, he's nice for trying to drive his sick buddy back home, but driving when you're drunk is objectively evil. These people put not only themselves at risk, but innocent people as well, because they could hit others. It's weird, though, how the friend driving didn't notice his bestie's head was missing. Kind of bizarre. The dude was probably talking to his headless buddy the whole drive home. Some people's best friends are actually animals. For most people, it's a dog, and for some, it's a cat. But for for this person,
It was a crocodile.
mine's a crow who flies around my house all the time, but I'll tell you about him later. First, let's look at the horrifying incident of this man who made a crocodile his best friend.
He pulled the dying crocodile from the riverbank and took it home to treat its injuries. For 6 months, he kept it in a secret pond behind his house, where he would feed it 9 pounds of meat a day. He even slept beside it, thinking his love would heal its wounds. And when he tried to release it back to the wild, the crocodile refused to leave and ended up staying with the man for over 20 years. Now, during this time, they performed shows for tourists, and when it finally died, the man held a public funeral where he sang a song for his crocodile friend.
Am I the only one who thought the crocodile would eat the owner?
You right.
Totally unexpected that the crocodile
So
passed
true.
away. Anyway, I'm surprised a croc can be a friend to a human because crocs aren't exactly known to be caring and loving.
Crocs.
They're literally small dinosaurs. If I had a dinosaur pet, I'd want to Argentinosaurus because it's the biggest dinosaur ever. Do you like dinosaurs? What's your favorite? We all have Roblox friends, right? Well, some of these friends are
I
actually
like
hackers that are trying to steal your account, and some are simply trying to destroy your life. This one girl had a horrible friend experience in Roblox. Let's see what happened.
Let's talk about
My old best friend.
back in 2020 when Brookhaven first came out. I used to roleplay a lot. While I was in a roleplay, a girl wanted to join. Let's call her Ava. I added her and we started talking a lot. We would always roleplay in Brookhaven. But one day, while we were roleplaying, she mentioned a gory scene. This scared me.
Ew.
I didn't want to repeat the words, but she threatened to unfriend me if I didn't want to do the roleplay.
That's called peer pressuring, and real friends don't peer pressure you because they respect your choices.
And OFC, I still wanted to be friends, but she brung up a brute for Elmerd 3R in the roleplay. It had happened to times, and I had enough of it, so I unfriended her. Little did I know that would be the worst decision ever. A few days after that, I returned to Brookhaven, and while I was role-playing, she joined my server. This confused me, cause my joins were not on, and she bringed her friends with her.
Super creepy. Not sure how someone would join you if your joins are off.
They started to surround me and ask why I unfriended her. Again, this scared me, so I left. I decided to talk to another old best friend I had, until I looked in my chat and it said I told her, hello. I did not do this. I got goosebumps, but she understood, and we decided to get it off our mind by playing Adopt Me. While we were playing, my friend, Pat, said she had received a private message from a girl saying to not trust me, and then it was Ava. I still don't know to this day why she still holds a grudge against me. But bye, guys, and be careful of who you friend.
Some people don't take rejection well, and when they get rejected, they start stalking you and try to forcefully become your friend. Probably because you're so cool that everyone wants to be friends with you. But for all we know, this Ava might be 40-year-old Michael from Texas trying to find out where you live. Stay safe out there. Who is the worst friend in cartoon history? Is it Mordecai from the regular show? Or Blue from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends? Or Patrick from SpongeBob? A lot of people don't realize how bad of a friend Patrick really is. But this dude does a deep dive on it to explain how horrible Patrick was to SpongeBob. Let's take a look and tell me if you agree or disagree.
Patrick is not a good friend at all. So Patrick claims to be SpongeBob's best friend, right? But let's look at all what he's done to SpongeBob. To start off with, he tried to steal his pet snail. Even though Gary was all over Patrick trying to get the cookie out of his pocket, Patrick assumed that meant Gary wanted to be with him instead of SpongeBob, and he refused to give Gary back. Even though it could clearly hurt SpongeBob, Patrick didn't care. He was just going to take his pet and just not care at all. He even tried to steal his grandma's love.
Oh, what the heck? That's weird.
Like, what is wrong with you, bro? Then, of course, there was the Valentine's Day episode, where Patrick got so impatient waiting for SpongeBob's gift that he ended up going into a complete rampage. I defy you, Heartman. Bro literally almost destroyed an entire amusement park just because he was too impatient to get his gift. And when he finally did get his gift, it's like the best Valentine's gift ever. And all Patrick had to do is just turn around, and he's just like, no, I'm not turning around. You're a bad friend. You didn't get me nothing. Like, turn around, you stupid pink blob of chewed up bubblegum.
Yup.
Ew. I'm gonna do that every time something is disgusting.
I totally see that. It's literally the same picture.
But by far, the episode that made me the most mad is this episode. We all remember this episode, right? This is the episode where Patrick's so-called parents came to visit him, and Patrick did not want his parents to know how stupid he was. So SpongeBob, being the good friend that he is, was willing to make himself look dumb in front of Patrick's parents just so they wouldn't think Patrick was dumb. But what did Patrick do? What did this man do? He decided to sit there and try everything he could to just straight up humiliate SpongeBob in front of his parents. SpongeBob was just trying to make you not look dumb in front of your parents, but instead, you decided to go all out on it and straight up humiliate him. And then Bro just straight up started laughing at him for it. Like, what kind of friend are you, Bro?
He's the worst friend ever. Patrick also went on the holiday known as No SpongeBob Day.
I didn't even
Like,
spit
oh
at the
my God,
screen.
that's so rude. Imagine if someone made a Know Your Name Day and your bestie celebrated it. I'd crash out hard. So, what do you think? Are there worse friends than Patrick? Who would they be? Let me know in the comments. Now we talked about a lot of bad friends, so let's discuss quick tips to avoid them. This video will explain everything, I promise. It's definitely true and not a joke. Take this seriously, okay, dearies?
Never be friends with these 8 types of people. First, someone who doesn't spend money on you even if they have it. It means they don't really see you as one of their own. Second, someone who breathes in front of you. They might compete with you for oxygen.
Just kidding. Come on, competing for oxygen. Oh yeah, I'm definitely not going to be friends with someone who breathes. Anyway, I hope you make a lot of besties and please be good to others. Okay? If you're good to others, you'll meet good people. Make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment below, and I'll catch you next time. Toodles.
What she said.